Today I have a very special guest, but not just a special guest. Look where I am. This is so cool. I finally made it thanks to Helene here, my friend, face-to-face interview. So let me introduce you to Helene. She's a friend of mine, Helene Knoll. I met her a year and a half ago in the yoga studio here in Düsseldorf, Germany. And I've been absolutely impressed and admire her for her amazing reinvention in life. So Helene is a mechanical engineer, which for most of her life. And a few years ago, she went into this entrepreneurship and she studied nutrition, and she's a nutritionist since a few years. And she also has a YouTube channel since almost 5 years, but she's going to tell us everything about it. And I have been admiring her journey, and she's also one of my biggest fans, leaving me comments on almost my videos. So yes, so I am so happy to introduce you to Helene. And Helene, thank you so much for supporting all of this, right? And for your support and for accepting my invitation to Catching More Green Lights in Life podcast.
Thank you, Christina, for invitation. I feel very proud that you invited me in your podcast, because all your guests are amazing, very inspiring persons. And I feel very, very proud to be invited.
Thank you so much. Yes, I don't know how I managed to have convinced everyone, but it's so easy with people who are so open-minded, and they just say yes. So most of them, they said, why not? Yes, I'm happy to join. I'm happy to talk about. So we are going to, this is unusual for me, but I'm getting used to fast. I'm going to adapt fast. We are going to go into your journey, to talk a little bit about your journey. So from mechanical engineer all the way to being a nutritionist, that is not just a change. That is a transformation. That is a reinvention. One of my favorite reinvention stories. So can you tell us, take us back all the way from your beginnings and all the way to where you are today, whatever you would like to share with us?
Yeah, indeed. I worked and not only as mechanical engineer, I studied mechanical engineering. And after my study, I started to work for 6 years in Max Planck Institute for Iron Research. And then I just got an invitation to work for Valoria Mannesmann at that time. So they looked for someone for scanning electron microscopy, because they opened an internal research center, and the mill was for manufacturing of seamless steel pipes and profiles. So, and then I worked there many years in laboratory of scanning electron microscopy, and then changed as technical sales manager in OCTG part. And so one time, of course, we have involved some crisis, all crisis and so on. So, and we couldn't earn money anymore. And we started, or our management started to close first the mills in France. Then we had 3 mills or 4 mills here in Düsseldorf, or 3 mills in Düsseldorf and 1 in Mülheim. They closed in Reisholz one. And I saw the direction of the management. I saw what they're doing, and it was logical. If you don't earn money, you need to make to that the company earn money. So to bring in Ausland foreigners, yeah. And they close one mill after other. And then I asked me the question whether I want to do the same what I've done before for another 20 years. And the answer was no. I had fun at this. Really, I love this. I love the electron microscopy. I love this construction. I love science. I love it. I had fun. But to be technical sales manager, I am very bad at the sales, to be honest. And I didn't feel like it's mine, really. So to that time, if I worked for this company, I had to manage my own health. So I had a serious issues with this, and it was a strange story because we had the possibility one time a year make a blood analysis for free, and we had a medical center in our company. So and if something was wrong with your analysis, you got an invitation from the doctor. So did I one time, and the doctor was very surprised if she saw me, and I thought that something wrong with my clothes or whatever. And I asked her, "It's everything okay?" And she thought actually she expected women in 60s and to be very high weight, but I was like in same condition, maybe 2 or 3 kilograms more, and I made sports regularly 3 times a week. So my cholesterol were very, very, very high. So, and the doctor told me I shouldn't eat eggs, I shouldn't eat butter and so on. But I didn't because also in TV, the books, all told that it's not healthy for cholesterol. So I didn't eat them. So, and then my scientific brain started to work that something is wrong. And I started my own research, and because I had the connection to the platform with scientific research of medical research, of technical research, and so on, because all my first project at Max Planck Institute was investigation of mechanical properties of the bones.
Makes sense.
So
Related to it.
that's why I started investigation, and I just changed something, and for 1 year I just did experiment with myself and I manage it. And a lot of people with time started to ask me questions about their health, what they can change, what they can do, and so on. And at that time of my decision, if I would like to continue for mechanical engineering or whatever, or start something new, this was just so that people asking me. So maybe I need to do something, but I didn't know exactly what. So I sat down and put in the Google, so the search words modern professions, and I got a long list of modern professions, and I just read every one by one, and then was nutritionist. This what I want to do, really, like this.
Sorry for interrupting. When was that? In which year?
I was 43 at the time.
And you are right now, for the audience to know, because she looks like 20. She is 40. 49 in September.
Yeah.
So you're 43. So we talk about 6 years ago, 2020, roughly 2020.
Yeah, 2021. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. Sorry for interrupting. I just wanted to understand, because you said you went on Google, and I was just thinking, I'm not going on Google for more than a year and a half. I'm searching on Perplexity or an AI tool. So we are talking only about 6 years ago. Okay.
It was before
AI
era.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's why I just, so for normal research or serious research, I used other platforms, of course. But for Google modern
Yes. Okay.
professions was perfect. So, and we had a short time work at a company. So that means we started to work only 4 days per week instead of 5. So I had more time for thinking about. And so I found 5 schools which educate in Germany nutritionists, and just decided for one of them and started my education in parallel to my work. In 1 year, I got certificated. So, and then I wanted to know much more about the body, about the physiology, and so on. And I started to learn naturopathy, yeah. And then, got other certificates and so on. So here I am.
That's so cool. That's so amazing. Amazing for just going, trusting yourself and going for it. But Now it makes sense. Why did you decide it? The trigger was the test, right? Your health test that didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And that went in, you went
Yeah.
into that, the rabbit hole, going and reading by yourself, trying to figure out what is it? Why? By the way, did you figure out what was it? Was it the stress?
No, it was a lot of sweets. A lot of, it's not the fat, it's not eggs which rise our cholesterol. It's sweets.
Sugar.
Yeah, sugar, because
Makes sense.
so at that time, or 1 year before this test, I just separated from my boyfriend, and just I don't know if I should tell about it, but okay, I just moved in a small apartment, and I had no TV anymore because I didn't want to have it, because it was a crisis in Greece, and all the time they just did this news with Greek crisis. If you go to a fitness studio, there's only this news, and I had enough.
That was in Germany.
Yeah.
Was showing news about the Greek, the crisis going on in Greece.
Yeah, and I had enough.
I can
And
imagine.
I didn't want to have TV. So after work, you need to do something. So
Especially being on your own. Tell me about it. I started a podcast.
yeah. So I started to learn how to bake some cakes, bread, and so on. So each day I had a piece of cake. On weekends, even 2 pieces of cake, you know?
I see. You distracted yourself a little bit with some sugar.
Yeah. And in 1 year, I just got addicted to sugar.
You took a long time. Usually, I know that the sugar addiction takes place way faster. Like in a few weeks, you can.
You don't recognize first if you try to stop this.
Yeah. It's very sneaky. It goes very sneaky into your whole mind and body, to your blood.
Yeah.
And then you're right. You recognize it only if you decide not to eat sugar for a few days.
Yeah.
Right? Or a few weeks.
Yeah. I wanted to stop it forever. And I stopped it just from one day to the other, which was a big mistake. I felt like I'm missing some drugs.
Of course, it's an addiction. Oh, that's interesting. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you for telling us this story. But now I'm very curious, because I do not have this addiction. I do not have the sugar addiction. But I must admit, I come from a long journey. And when I was a teenager, I was addicted to Coca-Cola, the drink Coca-Cola. That was my addiction. And I was addicted to Coca-Cola for 10 years. 10 years. So I remember I grew up, we had it home in the fridge. And when I went to university in Bucharest, Romania, my parents were supporting me as I was a student with money. And obviously I had a certain allowances per month. And obviously some months I would just finish it a little bit before they would send me the next one. And I noticed in those months when I spend the money, I overspend. The only thing that I needed, it wasn't food, it wasn't anything special. It was the Coca-Cola. That was my drug. And I seriously felt like this is concerning. So with 20 and something, I decided I have to do something about it. It was really serious. It was a serious addiction. It was like smoking. It was a serious addiction. And I decided to do something about it. And I stopped it. But like you said, I could not stop it from one day to the next. It was a journey. It was drinking less and less and less. And until one day, I felt like I'm done with this poison. I don't need it anymore. So tell us about your journey, how you managed to. So you said you stopped sugar, cutting it from one day to the next, but that was not good for your body.
Not at all, for nobody. Because if you have such addiction, so I just recognize, I just bought, if I saw that I feel very bad, I bought a dark chocolate with 70% of chocolates with good ingredients inside. And just I learned to take just one piece of this small piece, just put it in the mouth, and just hold it for a long time if possible. Not eat like this.
Yes, yes, yes.
Just
Let it
hold
melt, right?
let it melt, enjoy, just feel texture,
Mhm.
feel the, just concentrate on this, what you're feeling. And you cannot imagine how long it take to melt this 70% chocolate in mouth. So you concentrate on this texture, the taste, and it's actually, you feel at the end that it's enough. Now it's enough. And so I did this for very small chocolate piece for, I think, for more than 1 year, until I just didn't feel this, that I need sugar.
Mhm.
But now I have no cravings for sugar at all. I can eat it sometimes. You just want it, something
Mhm.
sweet, and you need to her for your body.
Mhm.
But I know how much I can eat
Mhm.
without rising insulin.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. It's always hard to talk about addiction, isn't it? It's hard.
Yeah, especially, I think, especially nutritionists need to make their own experience with this.
Of course.
Because now, if I'm teaching my people, so I have a group once per week, we meet in Zoom. I'm teaching there not that what I just learned from books. I'm teaching a lot from my experience too.
Of course, from your own experiments.
Yeah.
Yes, I love experimenting also by myself. And as a side note, I also did actually 2 nutrition classes over the last 16 years. The trip when I was 30 and I went to Greece for these 2 summers, I discovered amazing food in Greece, and that triggered me to go back to Romania and learn more about food, because my main food was Coca-Cola, some dry bread, bake rolls, I think. And every now and then maybe I will eat a tomato and a cheese, but that was my main for seriously, between 20 and 30. I don't know how I survived. I don't know, when I think about it, how my body survived, right? And then I did a nutrition class back in Romania when I was in my 20s, and that really changed the course of my life. And by the way, I highly recommend to everyone. You can even take like a few weeks. You just learn a little bit more about the food that you put in your own body. And I think it's so important today to know what we buy. And especially, and now I'm coming to, because you open up the Pandora box for me, the nutrition and your experience and the experimentations you do on your own. I think it's so important to learn, especially about the labels, the ingredients when we buy something, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Can you give us because I do know privately you share a few times with me how you run those kind of like workshops via Zoom with some of your followers from your YouTube channel, and you do these detox once a year, right? And she goes through all the labels to everything that you buy, from cosmetics, not just food, to everything. And you go through all those labels. Can you share with us a few tips and tricks what the audience can actually also do just to check what are they actually buying?
The main tip is never look at the front side on the package, because there's without 99% clean or 99%, but it's just marketing on the front side of the packages. Always marketing.
So always turn around the package,
turn around the package and go for ingredients.
especially the ones where you barely see it, right? The text has become so small,
It's
you barely see it.
small. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Because if I don't have glasses, so I just take a picture with my smartphone and just zoom it in so that I can read it. Otherwise, it's not possible. And you need to know that the ingredients list is always built from the most, am meisten erhalten drin.
They contain the most, you mean?
The ingredient list builds like from beginning from the most containing ingredient until
the lowest.
lowest. Especially at the end as conservants, colorants, conservants. It's and then end on the beginning base. Yeah.
Yes.
And it's the same in products, and the same in cosmetics, and the same in cleaning stuff. And there, I have really a critical ingredient lists. What we don't need it. They make us ill. So I give this list to my people
that you work with.
Yeah, they just read this. They take this list and go to buying their stuff with this, because especially in cosmetics, it's just terrible. It's just terrible, especially high price cosmetics. So this
I'm sure about it.
label cosmetics, they have
Yes.
such cheap ingredients inside.
I believe that.
So that I'm asking, for what the hell I'm
spending so
here
much money.
Yes. For 50 milliliters, €100. What
that
the
doesn't
hell?
make sense. That doesn't make sense.
No.
Would you be willing to share with us the main ingredients, especially for cosmetics for women, so that I can add it in the description below for everyone to help?
With you.
That's amazing. Thank you very much.
Sure.
I won't ask you the name of the ingredients because I'm sure it's hard to even pronounce it, right? Now I'm curious. I know a friend of mine told me about this app called Yuka. And you can scan any product from food to cosmetics, and they will show you how good it is based on, I think it's a number. They give you different numbers. Do you recommend that app?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Because there are in the markets a lot of such apps.
Yeah.
Engineer, I know they have an algorithm behind, and each application has a different algorithm, and I don't know what algorithm is behind. And I just tested some of them, but none of them. Just if I read ingredients and I see critical ingredients in the base, and you could tells me it's good. It's not good at all. So I don't understand the algorithm behind it.
Yeah.
That's why we need to switch on our brain and take the responsibility for our health.
That's
for
a good
us,
one.
not the responsibility for applications or
For the company that sells your product.
Yes. You need to learn to read ingredients.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I always read until first critical ingredients and stop it and put it back, because I don't need to read all the list until from beginning until end.
Yeah.
Just read until first critical ingredient and put it away.
Thank you for mentioning that. That's so important. Yes. I think the responsibilities will always stay with us. Like about my own health and whatever I put inside my body, I feel absolutely 100% responsible. I don't leave that responsibility to that shop or to that brand or to that grocery store. No. I'm double checking and making sure I know what I'm putting inside. But that's great. Now I'm so curious if my facial cream, which is so basic, I discovered it in Indonesia. It's an aloe vera 99%. It's like a big chunk. And I used it when I went to Indonesia last year. And I bought 2 of these big containers, and I used them for almost 1 year. And I remember I paid €3 or something. And then I was like, oh my God, but I saw the difference. Before I would use cosmetics that would cost sometimes even more than €100. And now I use this one and I didn't see any difference. And I'm just getting, wiser, not older, wiser. And it's all the same. So there is no difference. And I also felt so much better with how I felt after using the product. And then I was out of it and I realized, oh my God, I need to go back to Indonesia for it. But let's go first to Amazon. Let's check if they have the product on Amazon. I found it on Amazon for €80. It's like this: aloe vera, 99%. €8, highly recommended. No, I don't recommend it yet. Let's see, based on the ingredients you are going to share with us, if I recommend it. Oh my God, I absolutely love it, right? And I'm not promoting Amazon here, right? Don't get me wrong. I hope you can buy it from anywhere, but this is my default especially for the cosmetics, that they don't have a big brand, right? Where I can find them in stores. Out of habit, I go on Amazon. And yeah, that's what I'm using. And it keeps, I have it for months because it's a big container. For months, maybe 6 months, €8.
Yes. I changed to a cheap cosmetic.
Yes.
But from my understanding, as a nutritionist, for me, it's more important what I put in my mouth and not on my skin.
You're right.
I stopped to use even creams because if your nutrition is good, if you have enough vitamins and minerals, what you need, if you don't have any deficits,
you're shining.
You're shining. Your skin is automatically so because our skin is nourishing through the blood, not through the creams.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you. I know whenever I go running, first thing in the morning, it doesn't matter when I go running and I come back home after an hour or something of running and I look at my skin. It looks like
Sports is important too because the blood
toxins.
must to go near to the skin.
Yes, I can see the difference.
It's so complicated. It's not only that a lot of women tell me, yeah, I just change only nutrition. Okay, but you need something that this stuff comes to the organs, to the somehow. If you're sitting, it doesn't work.
You mean the toxins that we need to take them out in a way?
Toxins anyway, we need to do the detoxification once per year at least, because look, our body usually cleans by itself, but we don't know what we eat. I cannot advise it if I buy carrots from the biological fields. I'm not sure if there are no nitrates or pesticides.
Of course.
I am not sure.
Of course not.
Because we have water, it's just not concentrating only on this field.
Yes.
So it just comes from everywhere.
Yes.
And we are living in the cities where it's everywhere with asphalt, with a lot of cars, with this abgasen pollution. So we get more toxins faster than we clean ourselves by itself. So we need to help our body once per year to get it out.
Take note, once a year, detox.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do it.
I know. And ever since you told me last year, I keep saying, I have to do it as well. Although I do think I have a healthy lifestyle and I take so much care of how I move, what I eat, what I drink, how I sleep, where I spend my time. I do so much, but I think I can go a layer deeper, right? And would you share with us some basics? What can someone from the audience, let's say they want to go do a detox now in this time of the year, summer, I think it's a good one before the winter, before the fall comes, right? What can they do? And I know it can be, it's difficult to give general advice, but maybe you have a few items that people can do and it's not that difficult.
Okay, anyway, to do sports, it should be on the fresh air and it should be every day, like clean the teeth. Teeth?
Yeah. It's a habit, like cleaning your teeth. Yeah, it's a habit.
Okay, cleaning your teeth. So, first one, once per week you can go to the sauna.
1 second. Sorry for interrupting. But when you do sports outside, so many people will understand, But what does that mean? Should I go walking on my where I live, where there are cars, many cars, or should I go in the forest? Should I run? Should I sweat? Should I go to the gym? What kind of a movement you recommend?
Aerobic. Wie heißt das? Aerobes Training. Aerobic training. So that means there are two kinds of trainings, aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic means fresh air, or even in the fitness studio, steps, how it will be called?
CrossFit. I think it's CrossFit.
Yeah, or running on the
treadmill.
Yes, or bicycle. So, of course, in the park or in the forest, it's perfect. It's
much better, obviously.
Yeah, and you need to sweat.
That's the part, right? The sweating.
But you can even walk for you can even take a walk for 1 hour, because you activate an enzyme which is living in our blood vessels and reduce the cholesterol in our blood. And if this enzyme is activated, it stays active for the next 12 hours.
Just by walking 1 hour?
By just walking 1 hour, you reduce your cholesterol for next 12 hours.
That's amazing.
If you take a walk even in the evening before sleeping, you will sleep, but your cholesterol will be reduced for next 12 hours. Just only imagine how easy it is.
Actually, to make a quick parenthesis here, I noticed whenever I take a walk in the evening, after I finish whatever I had to do for the day, and I just go for a walk, and I'm fortunate and I live next to the forest, and it just takes me 500 meters, and then I'm in the forest, and I walk in the forest. Nothing, I'm not listening to anything. I'm just there present. And then I walk for, I don't know, maybe an hour, I don't know, something like that. And then I come back home and I read a little bit before going to bed. I sleep so much better. Then if I am working too late, being on my laptop in the evening, and I can lose track of the time. And then I also take the phone to see who messaged me, right? That I take in the sleep somehow. And when I woke up the next day, I feel tired. It's a huge difference. Highly recommend you to try it.
Because through the walk, you reduce cortisol too.
Of course, that's it.
So
of course, you come back to yourself. You are grounded.
Each cell gets oxygen.
Of course.
Each cell gets oxygen.
Of course.
You reduce cortisol.
Yes.
Your lipoprotein lipase is active and reduce cholesterol. Only one hour of walking. You don't even need to run.
Yeah, nothing extreme. Just 1 hour walking.
Yes.
Okay, that is the first step.
Yes.
What else?
Once per week, you can go in the sauna. It's so good for detoxification.
Okay, I know the sauna, it's a big thing. I'm not doing it as much as I would love to. I do it more often in the winter time, but yeah, it's also on my list to increase the times I go to the sauna. Okay, sauna, what else?
And once, which is very, very easy, just buy one very good multivitamin products, which will support your body to make the detoxification easier. But please don't buy something in druggery markets or something like that.
So better you recommend them to talk to their own doctor.
Doctors don't understand very much of supplements.
That's true. That's true. True. I agree. I have the same experience. Yeah. I do my own research whenever I switch to or I add new vitamins.
You link, if you like, just there's already 30% discount. So if you like, if not,
I think I would
because it's only for Europe.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm restraining to recommend to anyone, any brand, any companies, right? But okay, so one 1 hour walking, sauna, obviously vitamins for our bodies, and now will come in. I think vitamins are very different from men to women. Then ages, life conditions.
There's no difference in vitamins between men and women. Not at all.
Okay.
We just need all basic.
Okay, what would be the basic in this one multivitamin do you recommend that you have?
Yeah,
What is the main ones? Because I tell you what I take.
I have in one tablet 24 vitamins and I guess 12
okay.
minerals. So
Okay.
it's very good composition, which is nearly have everything there.
That's the only thing you take, one vitamin? One multivitamin a day? Because I take many.
I will show my
Your drawer. Right.
It's not only, but you know, there are a lot of people tell I cannot eat every day like so many supplements, which I do. That's why I just recommend just take one good
multivitamin.
Basic.
Okay, the basic. Okay, we don't go into details. I'm not going to tell you what I personally take because I also take extra some vitamins because of my sports that I do, and especially when I train for a marathon. With my age, with my the food that I take extra double the intake in some vitamins. I always double check with my doctor. I do the blood tests every year, and extra the vitamin D, the iron, very important for a woman after 40. I pay those extra intentionally, and then based on that, I see what can I supplement my needs, and everything works great. And obviously, I love the collagen since a few years now. I wouldn't be who I am today without my collagen, which I use it every day in the coffee. It's pulver. I use pulver.
I have 2 remarks.
Okay, tell me.
3 remarks.
Okay,
sorry for interruption.
No.
For first, with iron supplementation, you need to be careful. For this, you need to know your ferritin because too much iron, free iron in blood, can be toxic.
No. Yes,
So
you're right.
You need to check every 3 years, 3 months, or once per year at least. Your ferritin.
Yeah. No. What I meant to say, and you're right about that. I used to take in the past many years ago some iron, and actually the results were not coming out great. No, what I mean is that I go to the doctor, and next to the basic the blood test that I do extra test for my vitamin D intake that I have and the iron that I have. And no, I'm not taking iron as pills. No, I'm cooking. And I'm using most of the legumes from where I take the iron.
Because
of course, I know.
And meanwhile, the iron from legumes, there are so many factors which even legumes, you need to prepare in a good way because of phytins which bound all the nourishing. How to bond the minerals, vitamins, because of phytins.
Yeah, I
inside.
understand.
So, and it's not a gam iron. And if you eat this with some calcium containing products, this iron, this body
Won't absorb it.
So because if you eat some meat, sometime red meat or whatever meat, but from the animals,
So
from the animal meat, so meat, your body will absorb this iron 100% because nothing influences it.
But we are going to upset now all the vegetarians and the vegans out there. We are going to upset them now with what you just said. But like I said, we don't go into details because I know the labels and the camps out there. No details.
Second remark about collagen.
About my collagen. Let's go into it.
You need to check what collagen it is. What is ingredients?
You are going to give us, all of us, the ingredients. I'm going to double check.
Not from collagen. Because
that's a different one.
Mainly collagens are just collagen from fish, fish collagen in ingredients or whatever collagen. But it should be hydrolyzed collagen. It means in ingredients, you will read not, for example, fish collagen, but you will read amino acids and peptides.
This rings a bell. This rings a bell. This is what for sure I have that. No,
Yeah.
I'm not using collagen from fish. That's for sure not. But this rings a bell. I will double check because I recently changed the brand I've been using for a while, and now I use a different one because you keep go. I keep going sometimes, and when I have more time, I go and I read and I go deeper into also how they do how they research, how they arrive to the final product, and then I also read through thousands of reviews of people to see the pattern, right? To like take responsibility for, am I really buying this product? What am I putting inside, right? And that I obviously that I have it, but I will double check.
So I can explain you for understanding why I am against fish collagen or collagen from bones or something like that. Because collagen is the most difficult. Wie heißt es verdauen?
Digest it, right?
Yeah, because collagen is most difficult protein for digestion.
Yeah.
Because if you imagine protein, you can imagine a pearl chain. Every pearl is an amino acid. So, and collagen, it is pearl, but wie heißt es? Screwed it in
Spiral.
Spiral. Yeah. That's why if you buy collagen, there's ingredients, read collagen from the bone or fish collagen, that means it's spiraled collagen, which body need to inspire and then just take it from amino acids. You see, if you take hydrolyzed collagen, where already just only pearls like amino acids and peptides, your body take it and build own collagen. But it's not enough for building collagen. You need to make it stable. Like you have long hair. If you put how it will call it from Flechtzopf.
I don't know. I know what you mean. I don't know the name.
So if you
in any language, I don't know the name.
Me too. If you put
you make your hair
like this,
yes.
You need something to fix it so that it stays stable.
Of course,
if you don't take anything and just
it doesn't hold it together.
And for one side you need iron and vitamin C. For other side you need copper and vitamin B2. So you see, it's more complicated. Just only take the collagen.
Of course. Right, and I do take vitamin C in my daily use.
Copper, vitamin. So it's just, we don't discuss about this. It is like this.
Okay.
First, then your collagen will be stable, but you need sulfur too, because in proteins, each amino acid is bonded to each other to a chain with a double connection of sulfur. Like really you're a pearl chain.
I see. But we can fix that with one multivitamin next to the collagen.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So, and third remark to collagen and coffee. I won't recommend it because coffee stops the absorption of the collagen.
Then I should eat it in yogurt, maybe, or
better, much better.
Much better.
Yeah, not in the coffee.
Helene, I've been doing it all wrong. I've been doing it wrong I think I've started to put in my coffee easily since 2 years. But every brand, every company out there, they just recommend you put it easily in your coffee first thing in the morning.
I saw this in Instagram if Jennifer Aniston puts
in her coffee. Because everyone says that. Every brand who advertise it doesn't work. We are just throwing money out of the window.
Exactly.
Great. I do believe that. And I'm going to, thank you very much. From tomorrow on, I'm going to put it in my yogurt because I do eat yogurt. Thank you for that. Okay. Let's do a recap. You mentioned 1 hour walking. Ideally in the nature, you mentioned sauna once a week, ideally, if not at least once a month. I don't even go to the sauna once a month, ideally once a month, once a week. You mentioned one multivitamin, and we keep it general. That's the easiest.
You want it easiest, so this is easy.
easiest and the most general thing, because then when you see, we go into all those details, and then for everyone out there will make something else sense. So I don't want to go into details.
Yeah.
The more details we go into, the more I think we get out of this. We stay out of the individual experience, right? And needs. And I don't. Okay. So those three, you recommend us those three?
Yeah.
What about drinking water?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
You're right. Yeah. We need everyone. If I heard that we need 3 liters water a day, it's so wrong. So wrong, because we are different. And if we are drinking a lot of water, we just move out our electrolytes. It's not good to drink a lot of water. So what we need, everyone can count for yourself, just by multiplication, 30 milliliters per each kilogram of body weight. It's your personal water norm. Not more, not less.
Okay, that's easy to do a calculation, right? Easy. You know why I told you water? Because I had a conversation last night with one of my cousins, and I noticed whenever I visit them, I noticed she's not really drinking water. And we talked last night a little bit about losing weight, and she's working a lot. She also has a small kid, and she doesn't really have time for taking proper care of her body or doing sports. And then I recommended her, based on knowing her patterns, I said, but just start with drinking more water. Basic. It's just the basic. And I know everyone knows. I know you know that you need to drink more water, but so many of you don't drink water. And I see you. Wherever I go, I see you. You don't drink water. Especially here in Germany, so many men, they told me over the years, but I take my water from the beer. No. And you put it back on your huge belly. No, that's not what I say. Not what I recommend. Water, simply water, right?
Yeah. Because I tell always Beispiel. Example. Thank you. Like you clean your windows. Cleaning with clear water.
Yes.
You never clean it with coffee, or not even with tea, because it won't get clean. You will always get some stripes on it. You use clean water. It's the same. Or if you take a pot with dirty water and just start to put inside just clean water, clean. And with the time in this pot, the inside of this pot will be clean.
I know. I mean, the water is, for me, is the basic. Yeah. It's kind of like turn on and turn off the computer. Yeah. It's the basic water. Do you drink water enough? By the way, I give you, take it as an experiment, as a test for yourself. Observe yourself. How much water do you drink?
Thank you that you asked me about, because for me it's so normal. So that
I know. I know, but but so many people out there, they struggle, and they know it. They know the theory. They know they need to drink more water, but they don't manage. And it's a vicious circle. And you say, I drink tomorrow. Next week, I promise I buy this bottle and I'm going to start drinking more water. And they never do it. I mean, like, it's just still on the list. So by yourself, by the way, I advise my cousin, because she's over 40. It's gonna take a long time to build the habit to drink water. Like, I built it for decades now. So I recommend to you, if you have this problem, buy yourself a cool bottle of water, like a big one. A liter and a half, whatever, a liter. Really cool. Like, you love the bottle. You would drink anything from that bottle. Invest a little bit and then drink water, and then you will have that bottle, whatever. And I find it also like an advice, a tip, but makes sense. It makes sense to buy yourself a bottle of water that you can hold it. Like you hold it, like it's nice to have it in your own hand. So do that, and you will trick your mind and you will start drinking water. I promise you that. Please do it. Just water, more water. And it's the basic, but we need to go back to the basics.
I need exactly the same what you talked about. I had the company where I worked to a bottle of water. It's 1 liter. It was very straight, just like a tube.
Yeah.
And it fit very good to my hand. So I didn't I just feel it in the morning if I arrive to the job in my office. I just first thing I feel this this bottle with water, and I even didn't use any glass because it's extra work to put it in a glass and then
I can
wash the
imagine.
glass. I just drank off this bottle.
I can imagine. That's so cool. Helene, thank you so much for giving us even though it sounds basic, but I know for so many people, they don't have the time, right? They don't find the time. They don't find the time because in 24 hours, we have many things to do. And especially, for example, I mentioned now Bucharest because I've been my last trip was to Bucharest just a few weeks ago. It's a city with over 1 million people, and it's crowded. It's crowded. You know how it is. You get outside. It doesn't matter which part of the city you are. It's so noisy. Everyone is out there. Cars, walking, buses. They are building next to buildings. You barely see a tree between buildings. It's so crowded. It's so polluted. And I know because I used to live there in my 20s and I was commuting to work from where I was living, and I would take easily between 2 and 3 hours in the day by car to commute from one place to another one. Then obviously you also work easily 8, 9, 10 hours. Then if you commute in big cities like this, right, you come home, you're exhausted. The only thing you want to do is eat and watch something. Turn on the TV just to calm down. I get it. I've been there, right? I've been there, and what? To exercise? When should I go to the gym? When should I have the time? Because I was working so hard. And the only thing I would do is, like I said, and then when you come home so late in the evening, you are so starving and you don't get the time or the energy or the patience to cook something nice or healthy for yourself. You eat whatever is in the fridge so many times, right? So to those people, and I get it, I've been there, I understand you, but I want you to change that. I want you to slowly improve that. And I think there are many ways you can do it. What do you recommend to this category of people that this is their life in this moment?
We never have time. That's why we need to take our time. If every one of us use a calendar, just put in your calendar the slots for sports, for meeting friends, for cooking. Because if you don't have your own place, somebody else
will make plans for you. Yes. Someone else will make plans for you. You're right. Okay. But now talking concrete steps about this situation, because I've been there, in my 20s, even 30s. What should they cut? Because you need to cut from something to give time to something else. What should they cut from? When they commute for hours, and when they work, they have to go to work and they spend easily 8, 9 hours, right?
Look, for work, we spend, according to the law, for work, we spend maximum 8 years per day. 8 years, sorry, 8 hours.
Yes. Yeah, but there are companies that they want you to work 10 minimum.
That's why you put in your calendar sports at 5 and you go.
This is what you mean. So people in the work calendar, they block the time. After a certain time, like 6 o'clock, I'm done. I block my calendar. They can all die. They're not going to die because we are not doctors. Most of us, we don't save lives. You have a different job where you can also do the next day.
No one boss will appreciate your extra hours of work. You won't get more money for this. You won't get a thank you. Nothing.
You might get a thank you, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't help your health. That doesn't help you if he says thank you.
Yes, you need to. Really, okay. I am serious.
You're right. You block your calendar. After 6 p.m., I'm done. I do this, I do this. And especially because there are so many people out there, they are very conscious. They want to finalize everything. Perfectionists, they give everything their best. You're right. They do not have plans in their calendar. And then they say, they feel bad to lie. They don't want to lie. And then they say, yeah, you're right. I can still finish this. But they can also finish the next day.
But you will see how much more respect you will get for this. Because if you both see that you live in the time, you don't make extra hours, that means You manage your job in the normal time. So many people do extra hours to showing that they're very busy, they do something. But what is boss thinking? Extra hours. Okay, that means that he doesn't manage his work in the
In the 8
normal
hours.
time. So organize yourself. Block in your work calendar privates.
Yes. Okay. Yes. Let's keep it that simple because my mind was going to a few examples I've met in my life, a few ex-work colleagues from my corporate experience. They were really spending all of their time at work, taking extra jobs because that is a different topic, because they wanted to become indispensable, that the company cannot kick them out because they do so many things. So that is a dangerous topic, and I'm not going into that. We keep it. We stay on our tracks here. So you block your calendar. You work 8 hours, 9 hours maximum if you have to, but block your calendar afterwards. Put in your calendar, and you really make plans. You go to the gym, you go out, you go walking, you meet a friend, you do that. Okay. And that's actually a good advice. I didn't think about it. I love that. Thank you. I love that. I didn't think how easy it is. But yeah, this is what they can do. It's the basic thing.
Every one of us is replaceable. If you do a lot of work and they think, they cannot throw me out. They can.
Yes, but it's hard to admit. It's hard to admit that you are replaceable. It's hard.
Everyone is replaceable.
I know. I absolutely know. I've been on through my own journey where I believed I'm irreplaceable until I was so replaceable from one day to the next.
I just closed 4 or 5 meals in Europe and threw thousands of people in the street.
When you say you mean factories, right?
Factories, yes,
Yeah.
meals factories.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. This has been amazing and amazing advice. I wanted to talk to you about so many more topics, but you opened the Pandora box, the nutrition and your own experiments on yourself. And for me, I couldn't stop myself to keep asking questions, right? To go on this rabbit hole, but I love it, and the audience will get so much amazing tips, they sound basic, but they are so important, right? To build that strong foundation. I'm glad we talked about this. But I wanna quickly mention something to the audience, and maybe you can just share a few minutes about your experience. So Helene just came back from an amazing solo journey. She did this trail called Camino. It's very famous. Actually, with my previous guest, we talked about this, and I even mentioned that you did it. For 37 days, she went hiking.
Officially is 820 kilometers long, but there are some ways upside of this way and so on.
That's amazing.
And if you lost yourself, you can walk 7 kilometers extra.
Easily, yeah. So because I've done so many, how should I call them? I have so many experiences on my own, right? And also going solo. So whenever someone goes solo, it doesn't matter the gender. I am so inspired and I want to hear all the stories. And first of all, that's amazing. Congratulations for doing that. 37 days. That's amazing. Hiking 820 kilometers all by yourself. Tell us in a few words, do you recommend it? Do you recommend this? I heard it, so many people are doing it. And how was it?
I cannot say I would recommend someone to do this because it's decision of each. It's do it or not, because the way is hard.
I can imagine.
Way it's hard.
Can imagine.
Mentally, sometimes physically, anyway.
I can imagine. It's a good challenge. It's a very good challenge.
Yeah.
But overall, your experience for yourself, not recommending to anyone, for you, how was it?
Hard. It was hard.
But also you enjoyed it.
I can tell you my plan was just check my physical condition only. But on the end, I just got so much more spiritually. from knowing,
Getting to know new people.
getting to know new
Yes.
people, of some situation to manage. What I can tell you for sure, that your life, if you take every experience what you get, if you let to happen with you this experience on the way, if you recognize that was a sign, your life will change completely. For me, it is a border before and after. Now, if I arrived, I just felt that I need to bring this experience, what I learned on the way, in my daily life. And I think now I have success with this. I feel much more quiet. I am not stressed anymore. I don't have any expectation. It's so different now.
It's more being here in the present moment.
Yeah, just being at present moment, not in the future, not in the past.
In now.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
what I learned on this way.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's an amazing learning. Yes.
I can tell you, today morning I just found on YouTube 5 hours, I don't know, class of lection or class of Joe Dispenza. And I just thought, wow, because this what I had never heard him before. I just saw a lot of interviews and in short time, but I don't really listen to this. But what he tells the people, I learned by myself on this way.
That's so
It's
cool.
unbelievable, unbelievable.
Because the learnings, they're the same. We learn the same thing through different experiences. But we arrive in the same room, I keep saying. We all arrive in the same room through different doors from different experiences, right? But the room is the same. Here, being present, today, here, in this moment, that's the room. We all try to arrive, right? And stay here and also stay in this room, right? That's congratulations for this.
Thank you so much.
I never done this, being on my own, such a route, hiking for 37 days for more days, longer than a month. I've never done it. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet, but yeah, I saw the spark in your eyes just by hearing the question. So
yeah, one of the most impressive experience was for me if I slept in an albergue, which will be led by a priest who is 86 years old.
Okay.
And he organized this wonderful place with the story, but he has still a mission and he tells the people to that. But I saw him in next morning at the sunrise. This albergue was on the top on the small mountain. Was just one building called this mountain, and I saw him. It was the sunrise, and he stand there with his camera and just took the pictures. And he watched this sunrise as it would be first time
first sunrise
his life.
in his life. Yeah.
And I can imagine he's doing this every single morning. And I was so, it's something, I don't know, it's something touched me inside, this experience.
Just by looking at him.
Just at looking by
how much he enjoyed it, how
Yeah.
much he was in that moment.
And I just left this albergue, and if I was down on this mountain and gone in the forest, I just starting to cry like this.
Really?
It was not pain. It was not
happiness.
Not happiness. I don't know what it was, but it's something touched me so deeply. So I just gone and cried and cried and cried.
That's
Like
amazing.
this. I cannot explain what it was, but I will remember this all my life. This picture of this priest with a camera at sunrise with his 86-year-old, and he is still active in the church. 2 churches.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
It's amazing to be here to enjoy.
But this is where
moment.
life is. Here, right
Unbelievable.
here, and the opportunities, and
Mm.
it's, I know, it's right here. Everything is right here. It's today, it's right here. It's not in our minds. It's next year. What am I going to do next year? We don't know what are we going to do next year.
We don't know
what
what has happened next moment.
We don't know, especially with what is going on in the world. You cannot plan so much ahead, and it doesn't really make sense to plan your life for the next 5 years. Take it step by step, right? Step by step. That's the secret.
What I learned too on the way, the things happen not in the moment you want, but at the right for you, at the moment which is right for you, on the day which is right for you, and the time which is right for you. Not when you want or not when you wish. It's happened, but you need to
Be ready for it.
You need to be ready for it. And first time it will happen, not earlier, not later, at the correct time for you.
I absolutely, I'm with this, and this is also part of the Buddhism. Everything that happens to our life happens for a reason. It's always for our good, our highest good. Experiences, all the people that we meet in our lives, they all come into our lives to teach us something. It's either a lesson or a blessing. This is in Buddhism, and I live my life since maybe a year and something, just like this, flowing, and let it come to me, and I'm not pushing, and I don't need to have it exactly my way at this time. No, I'm not. When things are not happening, I know must be a very good reason for my best self, and I'm just letting them, and I'm letting them come whenever they have to come. I agree. I believe that. Thank you for sharing.
You're very welcome.
What an amazing experience, while you were talking about this old priest. I was trying to picture him. So my mind went into trying to make a picture of him, and I can imagine how what an unforgettable experience must have been for you just to be there.
I've written about in my blog, because I have written every evening my blog every single day.
That's amazing. I'm going to link it in the description below. You wrote in German, isn't it?
Yes.
But people can translate it today.
Easily.
It doesn't matter. Easily
Easily.
You can translate it. I'm going to link everything in the description below for Helene, where you can find her, and especially you can read about her experience in Camino de Santiago. I do know that your channel, if people someone from the audience wants to follow you, right? And I highly recommend you follow her, but you do everything in Russian. I think I recently came across this feature where can they turn on the subtitles, English subtitles?
Yes.
And I've seen a feature that now with AI, to some channels, I think you showed me, right? You told me about it. Some channels you can listen in your language.
Yes.
They speak in a different language, and you can listen to it in your own language.
Yes.
It's that available for your channel as well?
No, my channel is too small for it. Now it's in just testing phase with big channels.
It's there in the beta phase.
Yeah, but I think
it's coming
for every channel.
Okay.
Yeah, automatically, because they just recognize from which country you are watching, and just will
switch it automatically.
Automatically language.
I can imagine that it's just a matter of time. It's a matter of days, months. With AI, I've seen it. I've seen the development. It's unbelievable. Okay. So if someone from the audience would like to, I don't know, take part of your groups, your Zoom calls, those groups that you do the detox, you are doing it in German and Russian? What are the languages?
I'm doing it only in Russian, because
it's only in Russian.
Because I see, even though I'm living 27 years in Germany, I see the difference in mentality of Germans and Russians, because we Russians, we just grew up with all the Kräuter, herbs. with all the herbs and so on. We just more affinity.
Yeah, you are more inclined to use those ones.
Yes.
Yeah, I know. You speak the
Germans,
same
no,
language.
that's yes.
Yes.
That's why I'm doing groups in
Russian.
Russian.
Okay, so if someone from the audience is from Russia or speaks Russian, and then they can join.
Yeah.
It's only in Russian.
I can try to
do it in English. You
but
should. I think you
but
should.
I think the mentality it's not.
But when we talk about English, we talk about everyone who speaks English, right? They can be from everywhere.
Yeah. But first, it's
in Russian. Okay, great. This has been an amazing conversation. I love it. Thank you so much. I can't believe we finally made it face to face. Thank you so much for accommodating all of this. Before we go, I have my signature question. How do you catch more green light in life? What is your definition?
You need to have a wish from the bottom of your heart, the real wish. Then recognize the signs from the universe, and then just leave it. Just relax and let it happen in the right time, not push it.
Thank you for that. That is a different.
Yes, it's after the Camino de Santiago. I just recognize because I recognize if you push something, what I did before, if I push and try to make it happen, it doesn't work. You don't get your green light.
No, it's not coming faster.
But if you wish something, I just tell you a story for this, just an example.
Yes, of course. Yes, please.
If I arrived to Santiago, one wish was I wanted really to meet you guys, which I got to know on the Camino. One was from the Washington, another one from the Hawaii.
US.
US, yeah. And they gone together. They just got to know each other on the Camino too, and they just all the Camino they were
hiking next to each other. How cool.
Yeah. And my wish was to meet them in Santiago
at the end of the trip.
Yeah. I wish it so from my heart, from the bottom of my heart. I don't know why, but I thought that it would be really great points on my travel to meet someone from my way and Santiago, because I needed to make a break for 1 week in one village because of wound, because of my wound, which because of I couldn't walk anymore. I needed to stay there and wait until this wound healing. And so I thought I don't meet no one anymore on my way from the earliest. That's why it would be great. And I just thought about and forget somehow. So at my last day, I gone to eat for lunch on a market before, so with my backpack because I'm going to airport, and just sitting there and waiting for my coffee and my thoughts, and I heard Helene is there, and it was David. He was the one who always recognized me. I never saw him, and I heard just he was. Look, Helene is there.
Oh, how nice.
And I just turned there in front of me. They arrived just 1 day before.
That's amazing.
How amazing it is. That's why I learned just wish something from the bottom of your heart and just not push. Just leave it and it will happen.
This is a nice example. But I'm going to say it, what most of the people in the audience will say it. What about I wish for myself €1 million, $1 million? Would that happen? The $1 million to appear in my bank account?
It should be off the bottom of your heart.
And it should be for a good reason. And what should I do with the $1 million?
You need to be ready for this money.
To appear, I should have the right account where I can have the $1 million.
Yes.
I see.
And someday will happen, but
I need to be ready for it. I also need to be ready as a person, as my best self to receive that money, to be conscious about it, not just to go out and then throw it, I don't know, buy myself a yacht or go to casino in Las Vegas and play it all. I should be ready for it.
You need to define for what exactly you need this.
You need to become the person to be ready to have that $1 million in your account. Yes, I agree with that.
Exactly.
Helene, thank you so much. This has been amazing.
Thank you.
And for you, thank you so much for watching. And like always, if you like to leave a comment, leave us a comment. We would be happy to get your comment. I am going to leave in the description below everything Helene mentioned about the ingredients. You are going to give us the ingredients. And yeah, you don't need to become an CIA agent to check every product, but I think you have something. You keep it in your mind, a few things, and when you go and buy, especially food in a grocery store, be a little bit more conscious, pay more attention to what you buy. Not just looking at the price, but look also at the product. Turn around the product and look at the ingredients, especially the main ones. That's what stayed with me. So thank you again for watching. And please subscribe to the channel. It does help if you subscribe to the channel. If you like what I do here and you love the guests, please subscribe to the channel for more. And I see you in the next one, next Thursday. Ciao.
Bye.